So you have a little bit of money to invest and you don't know whether you should invest into Bitcoin or into real estate. Watch this video and find out what might be better for your investment style. Hey guys, I am Mr. Maciek. Welcome to the channel, and if you're interested in building your net worth, investing in real estate, or anything to do with hustling, then please subscribe below because this channel is all about that. I would really appreciate it. All right, let's get right into it. I'm gonna first describe what are the pros of Bitcoin and pros of real estate, and then we'll get into the cons of Bitcoin and the cons of real estate, and then you can make your decision on what's best for your investment style. So let's get started. All right, pros of Bitcoin. First and foremost, it's super easy. You don't really have to know anything. You don't need any special skill set or anything like that. You just go onto an exchange and you pay for it, and then you own some Bitcoin. And hopefully over time, it all goes up in value. And in fact, right now, let's just go real quick into the computer and see what has happened from January 1st to December 31st, every single given year, and what kind of appreciation it has had. All right, so here we are on dqydj.com, and they have a really neat calculator where we can check what the return has been. And first, let's just start with 2011. When we calculate that, 1,407% return. I don't know anyone who knew about Bitcoin back then, so you probably were not in that group, although you might have been. Let's just go year by year and see what's going on. 2012, 170% return, unbelievable return. I mean, that is excellent. 2013, 5,365%. 2014 had a loss of 57%, that's hardcore. 2015, only 36%, still a great return though. 2016, 121%, that's excellent. 2017, we had 1,181. Wow, unbelievable, 10x your money. 2018, we're at a negative 72, so literally you lost 3/4 of your money. That is just nuts. I can't imagine that. Let's go to 19. 2019, an 82%. Once again, just killer returns. 2020, 301%, although it seems like it was higher because there's so much hype about it. And now let's just go to 2021. What we have had so far, today is the 6th of March, and we have had 66% so far, and it's only been 2 full months. So as you can tell, this has been a really good return. So as you can see, Bitcoin has had just mind-boggling returns on investment. I'm happy when real estate goes up 10%. However, I do leverage it. We'll get into that in a moment. But still, Bitcoin is amazing. And really what it's showing me is that if I had been investing into it, and then whenever we have those dips, just put more money into it instead of selling, which it gets very tempting due to emotional reactions, I would have ended up better than my current real estate investments. But that's okay. Let's keep moving on. What is the second benefit of Bitcoin? Liquidity. That means it's just like stocks. You can take it and instantly sell it and have your money. So liquidity is very important for just in case scenarios or some sort of a situation that in life you need to come up with money right away. It's not as fast as instant because it does take time for the exchange to send you the money to your bank, and there might be some time to clear the funds and so on, a few days here and there. But overall, it's a really good liquid asset. Well, that's what I like about Bitcoin. Now let's talk about the benefits of real estate, which I am very familiar with. As you know, I invest into real estate and I have for 20 years now. So let's get right into that. First and foremost, you control the returns. Now, I know that you may say, no, you don't fully control it, and that is true, you don't fully control it, but you actually have the ability to purchase it at a certain price, meaning your hard work will get you a good deal. Unlike Bitcoin, you just have to wait until it goes down or, just kind of like market driven. So with real estate, you control, and if you work hard, you can get some very good deals. Now, the second thing is natural appreciation. I know that we saw in Bitcoin just over the last 10 years what has happened and how much it has actually appreciated. But with real estate, it's more cyclical. It's not a day per day search that we could do. What you have to look at is year per year. And overall, some years are in the double digits, the low double digits, and some years are are just single digits, and then there was a big crash in 2008 and 9 where everything went down significantly. So you never know what's really going to happen with the market, and it is very dependent to the economy, whereas Bitcoins is not related to our economy because it is an international currency that almost any country can buy. Now, the third benefit of owning real estate are all the tax advantages. I can't even get into it in this video. There are so many advantages to owning real estate, including if it goes up, do you have to pay taxes on it? And the answer is maybe. That depends on what kind of strategy you have and which tax code rules are you going to implement to take advantage of the lowest taxation possible. Also, you can make money on it every single month. And how is that money taxed? Also, there's so many tax advantages to owning real estate, whereas Bitcoin has zero tax advantages. So with Bitcoin, if you make money and you sell it, you are going to be taxed on the gains of that. But with real estate, there are strategies that you can implement to avoid taxation or delay taxation. And the last and fourth pro of real estate is leverage. By far, my favorite part of real estate. Let me give you a quick example. If I have $30,000, how much Bitcoin can I buy? Just $30,000. Now, if I have $30,000, how much real estate can I buy? And the answer is, well, that depends, but it's definitely more than $30,000 by a lot. So I can leverage it. If it's going to be a primary occupied home, then I can buy something for up to $600,000. So I'm able to leverage my $30,000 and get a loan and buy a much larger asset. And when that larger asset goes up by 10%, I'm going to make a lot more than 10% on $30,000. I'm going to make 10% on $600,000. Now let's talk about the cons, because yes, they both have some cons. So first, let's go over Bitcoin's cons. First and foremost is that we have daily fluctuations in the price. When I'm checking on Bitcoin for the last 6 months and checking the prices going up and down every day, even throughout the day, what I'm seeing is that it'll go up 2%, it'll go down 4%, then from there it'll go up 10, from there it'll go down 7, and it just keeps fluctuating so much every single day. And that makes a lot of people nervous. So if you're someone who's going to be like just refreshing all the time, F5, 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 and seeing what's going on with your portfolio of Bitcoin, then this is going to be stressful. And when it starts going down, you might actually do something. It's a lot better to just put the money into it like stocks and forget about it. Just don't even deal with it. Don't look at that and just don't try to manipulate and play the market. When I was showing you the example of how much money you can make in Bitcoin year after year after year, that is assuming you just put it in there and you left it. That you weren't selling when it's dropping, you weren't buying when it's going up. Now, another thing is not really talked about that much, and that's about losing everything that you have in Bitcoin because of a hack or maybe some sort of malicious intent and attack on the Bitcoin infrastructure. And this has not happened yet. However, it is quite possible for your account to get hacked. Now, that has happened, and your Bitcoin currency that you have in your wallet gets sent to someone. And next thing you know, you can't trace it, you can't reverse it, you have nothing that you can do about it because it's not governed by any one government. So you just don't know where that money's going. And believe it or not, I know that there has been a lot of theft of Bitcoin from people's personal wallets. But the other part of that is that there could be a giant attack on the entire Bitcoin system, the infrastructure. And if that happens, then consumer confidence will go down. And if that happens, then the price will plummet. Nothing that you can do about that. Unlike real estate, you can actually go and find really good deals. There's nothing you can do when it crashes down because there was some hacker attack on the entire system that actually made everyone's wallets vulnerable. Okay, now let's talk about the cons of real estate, because realistically, yes, there are some cons. Even though I love real estate, I also do love Bitcoin, don't get me wrong. But here's the first one. The first one is that it's a lot of work. Now, people are gonna say, oh yeah, it's just mailbox money. I bought a rental, I go and get my money from the mailbox. And let me tell you from 20 years of experience, that is not how it works. In the best case scenario, you have to manage the manager and you have to check in on the statistics statistics and all the data that they are giving you every month and making sure that they're doing a good job. So at the very least, you have to check on the people who are doing the work for you. But in reality, the work is actually involved not just in the management of properties or maybe flipping a property or maybe wholesaling it, but really just finding a great deal. Now, if you're going to be someone who buys on speculation of appreciation, which is not my strategy whatsoever, I like to go and put the work into it when it comes to getting a good deal on the front end. Because if you've ever talked to any real estate investors and you've asked them, how do you make money in real estate? They're probably going to answer this. You make money on the buy side, not on the sell side, because you can always work harder and find someone who is motivated enough to sell you the property at 70 cents on the dollar, 60 cents, or maybe even 50 cents on the dollar. And those are the deals that I go for, and that's the work that I do when I buy properties. And yes, it is a lot of work. Ask anyone who knows me. I work hard because I want to get a really good deal. I don't want to pay fair market value. Now, the next thing is that real estate is not liquid. If you have a family emergency and 100% of your assets are tied up in real estate, you can't just go and sell a property and have cash tomorrow or even in 3 days. It takes time. They have to do title searches, municipal lien searches, sometimes there's financing involved, and even if you're liquidating at rock bottom dollar pricing because you need the cash tomorrow, you probably won't be able to do that. There's still a process to selling real estate, and it takes a little bit of time, usually at best 10 days. But in reality, it's usually 30 to 60 days if you're priced really well, which means you're leaving money on the table. And the third con of real estate is that there's a lot of education needed. Now, this isn't formal education necessarily, unless you're going to be a real estate agent, but really about the whole process. You need to know your neighborhoods, you need to know the buying process, you need to know about the financing process and how to shop for repairs, how to find great tenants, how to get rid of bad tenants. I mean, I can keep going on and on. There is so much to real estate, and it does take time to learn it, and the best way to learn it is through experience, but the shortcuts is through studying. So either way, you're going to go put a lot of time into real estate education. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this video because there's a lot of pros and cons of both Bitcoin and real estate. And if you want to get started in investing in real estate and you have very little money, then I just recommend you watch this video right here. Do it right now because it's going to show you how to get into it with very little money.